Hi, I'm Brad Smart, and the title of this top grading tips article is Take the Hiring Best Practices Test. And this is for CEOs, for human resources, and frankly, for all hiring managers. Having assessed or coached over 600 CEOs and as many heads of HR, plus another 6,000 hiring managers, I've amassed incredible intel on hiring best practices. The most successful heads of HR and CEOs I've interviewed cite 8 success steps in helping their teams hire almost all high performers. Well, you won't be surprised, they all embraced top grading. So if you're having some difficulty getting top executives at your company to consider top grading, you might ask them to take the following test. Here it is. Does your company, item 1, honestly and accurately measure the percent of hires that turn out to be high performers? Well, every executive knows what gets measured gets done. So hiring success is vital. Check yes or no. Number 2, have job descriptions. In other words, does your company have job descriptions that spell out exactly what numbers the candidate must achieve in order to be rated meets performance expectations? The quote numbers could be operational performance, such as sales, revenue, or profitability, or time to hire, and so forth, as well as survey measurements of competencies, such as honesty, team player, and the rest. Yes or no? If your company does not do that, then they're hiring too many people who don't work out. Item number 3, does your company motivate candidates to tell the whole truth by informing them that a final step in hiring is for them to arrange reference calls with former bosses and others you want to talk with? Yes or no? Item number 4, does your company rely on competency or behavioral interviews as the main interviewing method, despite the fact that there is no credible research that shows that they produce even 50% high performers hired? Item number 5, does your company include a chronological interview that asks the candidate to describe all major successes, failures, key decisions, and boss ratings for job number 1, job number 2, job 3, every job? Check yes or no. Item 6, does your company conduct reference calls arranged by the candidate with former managers and others the interviewers want to talk with? Yes or no? Item number 7, does your company achieve better than 75% success hiring, meaning at least 75% of those hired turn out to be high performers. The high performers, not just good performers, the high performers you expected and you feel that you paid for? Yes or no? And the final item, does your company have a CEO who praises human resources, saying that excellent hiring has improved talent so much that the company is more successful? Yes or no? I should add the in there too. Many of you know I met with just the number 1 human resources executives of just the largest 100 companies in the world at an interesting get-together one day. And get this, the average success hiring high performers was only 20%. What? And these executives, the executives who had not embraced top grading, flunked the 8-item test. There happened to be 8 top graders in the room. They all gave the right answers, and they, of course, then all achieved better than 75% hiring success. Almost 4 times what the rest of the group achieved. So you can guess what the scoring key is like, but here it is. Here's what the top graders would say. Here's what the top graders did say in that meeting. Item number 1, yes, of course, measure the quality of hire honestly and do it accurately so that you can hold every manager accountable for achieving at least 75% success hiring. Woo. Number 2, use job scorecards that spell out accountabilities so clearly. The accountabilities are so clear to candidates and everyone that they become the basis of the candidate's performance appraisal. Top grading leads to inclusion in the performance management system. Number 3, everyone on the earth, starting this minute, can motivate candidates to tell the complete truth in interviews. All you have to do is inform them that a final step in hiring is for them, not you, for them to arrange reference calls with the former managers and others that you, as an interviewer, want to talk with. This truth serum has worked for decades. The good thing is, see players who write fiction in their resume and who ordinarily fake they fake interviews. They drop out, realizing they will not get their former bosses to talk. And if those former bosses did talk and said the truth, no way they get the job. So good that they drop out. Number 4, conduct competency or behavioral interviews. However, realize that as the main interviewing method, these competency or behavioral interviews produce 75% mishires. Forrest Gump can fake these interviews, of course. So why conduct them? We say, hey, mostly to allow A-player candidates to ask the interviewers questions. Number 5, conduct a thorough top grading interview, the only interview in which all successes, failures, key decisions, key relationships, and boss ratings are discussed. And this interview misses nothing important. And this interview reveals how the candidate evolved over time across literally dozens of competencies. Item 6, conduct those reference calls arranged by the candidate with former managers and others you interviewers want to talk with to provide extremely thorough insight and even more importantly, verification of what the candidate shared. Number 7, achieve better than 75% high performers hired using top grading methods, so that very few B and C players drag down company performance and chew up the time of A players who have to sweep up after them. And 8, know that CEOs and top grading companies do praise human resources, saying that excellent hiring has improved talent so much that the company is more successful. Go to www.topgradingcasestudies.com, click, and you'll see a master chart. 40 companies, all improved more than 300% in terms of their hiring success. They went from 26 to 85% high performers hired. And the quotes by the CEOs say top grading made the company more successful. And do you think human resources might have been praised for their contributions? I guess so. So here's a summary. Obviously, the quote test was biased in favor of top grading. But aren't these questions legitimate? Again, please click on www.topgradingcasestudies.com and you can read all those case studies. You can share those with others in your company. It screams that top grading is the most powerful, most effective approach to hiring. No other hiring approach has such impressive results. But of course, that might just be a biased response. And until next time, top grade your company, and you will top grade your profits.